Welcome to Biz Talk with Zita. I'm Zita Gustin, and today we're going to be talking with Betsy Talbot of BetsyTalbot.com. Betsy is a business coach for women, and I'm so glad that she could join us today. So, hi Betsy, and welcome to our show.
Thank you, Zita. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here. So let's just get right down to it, and let's talk about what that means to be a business coach for women.
Well, first of all, I get to meet some really incredible women who are so smart. They range from travel agents to hairdressers to other coaches, and what they need from me is help in growing their business, doing the things that are outside their core. So what I get to do is help them, using my project management background, get where they want to go, and along the way I get to learn a little bit about a lot of different industries. So I actually have a pretty great job.
Sounds like it. It really does. So you have a background in project management, and what I'd like you to do right now is share kind of the concept of how that helps people who are struggling in their business. Perhaps they want to be at a certain point, they don't know how to get there, and your background helps them how?
Well, the interesting thing about this is that not everyone thinks about applying project management to reaching your goals. What I do is I actually meet you where you are. I meet you on the path where you are, we look ahead to the future where you want to be, and then we develop a plan going backwards on how you're going to get there. So I'm going to meet you where you are, and we're going to walk along that path together to reach your big goals. It's a very practical approach to reaching your dreams.
And on that path, reaching your big goals, a lot of people don't know what their goals are. So I'm going to guess that you go in and help them figure out what, maybe not figure out, but maybe you challenge them to jump ahead and project themselves into the future.
Well, I tried to start out with dream interpretation, and that just didn't work. So what we decided to do was start with a sounding board session, which is also what I call a power hour in my business. We sit down together and talk about the big things. Many times people don't think about the big things. They're so busy running the day-to-day of their business. So what we do is we sit down together in a place that's away from the day-to-day business, a place where you have permission to think big. The phone's not ringing, customers aren't calling, things aren't going on in your business. And then we actually just dream big, as big as you can possibly dream. Maybe we will decide not to go down that path, but it's a very constructive exercise to see how big you can get with your business. And from there, we start developing the plan to get where you want to be.
Fabulous. It sounds like a lot of fun, actually. So do you find that people are more than willing to join you in that process as you help them dream big?
Absolutely. The interesting thing about it is that it can actually work as a standalone session. Not everyone who does a power hour or a sounding board session with me will go on to be a long-term coaching client, and that is absolutely fine. You can be 90% together in your business and use me for that 10% to really get you where you want to be. Once we finish with this sounding board session, you actually get a written report of what we've talked about. You don't have to take notes during the session. You get a written report of what we've talked about, the resources that you need to accomplish your goals, and then you can go off and conquer things in your own time frame, or you can hire me to push you along a little bit faster.
To push you up that hill. One of the things, Betsy, that I know about you is that you're very into an online presence. You have a blog, you have a website, and I'm going to guess that you help people find that as a way to outreach on their own businesses.
Absolutely, absolutely. To have an effective online presence, you really need to follow 3 basic steps. First of all, if you're going to have an online presence, you certainly want to be known as an expert. You just don't want to be out there. So the first thing is to think about why you're an expert. What do you bring to the table? What specific training do you have? What successes have you had in your life that made you an expert at what you do? One thing that people find a little bit hard about determining their expertise is that we all think that what we do is not so special. I see this time and time again. So think back to what people say to you, what comments you get from your customers, and it may be something that you have never even thought of as your expertise. So the first step is obviously to find out why you're an expert. The second step in your online presence is to find out who your ideal customer is. I may be an expert at one thing, but if I don't market that to the right person, then it doesn't do any good. For instance, if I am a great hairstylist, I'm not going to market to bald people. Really, it comes down to that.
Well, sure.
And I think knowing who your ideal client is, really spend some time thinking about this, because that's going to determine how you market yourself as an expert. And the third step is to go where your customer is. promote yourself where they are. And the internet is a great way to do that. That's why I promote getting blogs, even more than a website, even more than anything else. I promote having a blog because it does all those things for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And you won't find a staff member who will work for those rates, I promise you.